I'm used to it.
Sam's like, I'm thinking I'll put the headphones on after this intro is done. You're good, Sam. There he goes.
We're there.
All right.
We made it.
Hey, everybody. This is your Full Spectrum Cycling Show 295 that you might have heard a preview of last week. Listen to that shredding.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking.
All right. See,
awesome.
we got the fucking intros from Hell Bro. All right, in the house today in the studio, we got Tony, we got JK in their normal spots this week.
Yeah.
And
physically, not mentally.
And Sam D is joining us today too.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for showing up, Sam.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Yes.
And to be fair, just because he's lurking in the background, we got Mark Peterson already on the horn from Ogden, Utah.
Woohoo!
What's up, Mark?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Yeah, we're doing well. How are you?
I'm awesome, man. I'm awesome. Well, I mean, all things considered, I'm awesome.
Awesome.
That's about what I could say.
Excellent. Well, Tony's touching a thing. What are you touching there, Tony?
I don't know. That's why I'm touching it.
So
No, not.
Something beautiful.
You need a rolled up
I don't know.
newspaper.
Okay,
on there.
so-
It's hefty.
So here's the deal. I was cleaning out some stuff, and that is the very first microphone I ever used doing a podcast, like in 2000, long time ago. It's called
It's
a blue.
got that tan color of a long time ago.
Right? It was white. It's actually called a snowball. It's a blue microphone snowball,
Now it's content.
and that's what a
Bone.
lot of people started their podcasting
Made in
career
Latvia.
on. Latvia, you
That's
say?
pretty
Pokeball,
wild.
kind of.
Yeah,
It
right.
does look a little bit like a bogey ball.
So
It's cool.
So look at the connection.
USB A to B.
A,
Ooh.
but I did recently get a USB A to C, so I'm going to try and see.
Oh,
I'm going to try and see
If we can resurrect that.
Well, if it's like, is this microphone still good for podcasting today?
Oh.
I would argue,
Or better stated, is this microphone
Right.
good?
I would argue that it is, without even trying it,
Best
because
looking one.
in the end,
It's cool.
it really doesn't matter if you have good content, right? Which is why our show sucks
As long
so
as we
bad,
sound
because we
great.
have no good content.
We just sound great.
But we sound awesome.
Crisp
And that's
and
really all that
clean,
counts.
No caffeine.
Oh.
Oh, man. So right off the bat, I want to hear about Uncle Nearest, because I think, you went there after our open house?
No, I went home and went to bed after our open house, but
There you go.
our daughter ended up our adult daughter ended up not feeling well and decided to come home Wednesday night. And I'm like, well, if you're home, watch Daniel, so Molly and I can run to Nessendorma and I can finally have an Uncle Nearest flight. And so I'm a rye whiskey drinker. I
Sure.
really like ryes,
Who doesn't?
right? Not their best.
Oh.
They're 18. I think it's. I have a picture of it. We can put it in the show. And it's like 1856. They're first of all three of them really good. They are really a decent whiskey. Straight neat. If you're drinking neat whiskey, they're a good whiskey. But they're 1856, I think it is. Just absolutely no bite. Nice 96 proof, 96, proof.
Well, that's good.
But like sweet, flavory well. I mean, it is. I literally told him, like, okay, this is really worth a decent pour.
So did you get into the Uncle Nearest history and how he allegedly
I ended
taught
up,
Jack Daniels how to make whiskey?
yeah. The next day I did when I watched the videos and stuff of
Okay.
their website and stuff.
Yeah.
And it is a very fascinating story that, first of all, Jack Daniels was basically a orphaned child.
We call him John out of respect.
Mr. Daniels.
Jonathan.
Okay. And
Just
the
saying.
fact that Uncle Nearest is one that showed him how to do it is The story is narrated by a very famous person. I recommend you go to the website. We'll put it in the show
Not
notes.
James Earl Jones, is
It's
it?
not. No, he's dead,
But he
unfortunately.
could have done it years ago.
Before. I don't think this has been around years.
Is it
It's-
Liam
it's-
Schreiber?
it's
It's,
been around for a
Liam
while.
Schreiber, isn't it? Liam Schreiber keeps popping up as the narrator of things. And not
I
Peter
would-
Coyote. If it's Peter Coyote,
I
I'm
would
in.
definitely recommend a stop to Nessendorma for it. If you go during happy hour, other things are half price, which makes it a little more bearable for your $21 flight of 3 small pours.
Yeah.
But I would totally do it like Wednesday. I'd do it tomorrow if somebody wanted to. It's
Right
that
on.
good. Yeah, it's bitey, but the way it should be. I mean,
Okay.
it's whiskey after all. It should punch you a little bit in the face, as far as I'm
I
concerned.
mean, it's one of his relatives that has taken up the
His
torch.
granddaughter, I
Yeah,
believe.
right. And she's been on a lot of shows and a lot of podcasts and a lot of talking about the whole this is my family history thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome because the Jack Daniels distillery actually
John.
hired stop it. A bunch of
Everyone's so familiar with him. Jack.
what about John Kennedy? I called him Jack. What'd you call him?
I don't know.
Dead.
Deed.
Anyway, it's a good story is my whole point here.
Yeah.
Since we're leaving him hang on the horn, let's check in with Mr. Mark Peterson. Mr. Mark, what are you doing over there in Ogden, Utah today?
Riding a trainer.
Well, I've been really, really busy. Last night I got obsessed with the AMP B3 and decided that I'm going to be repainting a bunch of black parts white.
Okay. That's a very
So I
interesting bike.
sanded them down, got them all prepped up. What's that?
I said that is a very interesting bike. You know that Dave Lunds was a huge amp fork guy back in the day. He wasn't the full on B3 frame guy, but he had a succession of amp forks on mostly GT RTSs and such, but from that same vintage. And
They are very cool looking.
yeah, and they worked surprisingly well back in the day because.
Well, I'm excited for it. This is going to be a show bike. It really isn't going to be a go bike.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember back in the day when that fork came out, it was basically the time of like kind of shitty rock shocks and stuff. And with the stanchions being,
93.
Yeah, I think, the early
93.
rock shocks came out probably like just before that. But the stanchions were so disconnected that you get this weird wobble in the wheel because one was going up and down, and the amp fork really took the suspension part out of the steering part, and I thought it was a brilliant design. The only problem with it was they couldn't get more than 30 to 60 millimeters of travel or something out of the thing.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I think it's got like 2 inches of travel, something like that.
otherwise the front end of your bike's like that because of the way it's made. It had to be between in between where your crown race and your whatever. It just made a really long fork. But they were surprisingly agile, and they worked pretty well for the day. I'm not saying that you should go buy one now unless it's a kind of a retro, wonderful thing like
Or a
you've
show
got.
bike.
Yeah, or a show bike. But yeah, so you're going to paint some parts white?
I had to adjust the bike. I'm going to paint some parts white on it, like the spring coil, headset, some custom Tioga pedals that have grease zerks in the middle of them, but they're back from back in the day. They're super cool. Everything's going to be white and chrome, matchy-matchy.
What are you doing, Tony? Tony's doing something weird. So it's funny you should mention like a Zert fitting because we were just dealing with a CYC motor issue, and we're like, wouldn't it be great if this motor had a Zerk fitting and you could just like inject the proper grease at the proper time whenever you wanted to instead of taking the whole thing apart?
Right? What a good idea.
I know.
Being able to maintain your part.
Right? What's Tony doing? What
Totally.
the hell's Tony doing over there? Tony's pointing his microphone at the floor again. What are you doing?
some spikes.
So I wanted to tell you about the biggest part of the AMP bike.
Okay.
Basically, a guy came over to my house and he said, I heard you have BMX bikes parts for sale. I said, no, but I may have something that you want. Come check it out. And he ended up seeing my AMF Evil Knievel push pedal trike. that was the very first wheeled toy I ever received in my life, right?
Oh, nice.
So I've had it my entire life. And he said, I want that. And I said, nope. And he said, I really want that. And I said, nope. And he said, how much? And I said, $2,000, just trying to throw a huge number out. And he goes, I can't do that. And I said, okay, go ahead and we'll just forget that. We'll move on. Well, he kept looking around my house. We kept talking about stuff. We made a trade on one other little thing. And he goes, how about if I trade you a B3 Research or an AMP B3 Research bike that is almost 100% original and it's almost mint. And I gave you $350 cash.
Done.
And I said, okay. So it took me a minute. I mean, like I told him no and let me think about it. And about 2 hours later, I called him later on that night and said I would do it because it just made sense to me. Like we can't take any of this stuff with us.
Right.
There's stuff that has a huge amount of sentimental connection to it. But what is that sentimental connection doing for me? It's sitting up on top of this divider in the vaulted ceiling in between my kitchen and my front room, gathering greasy dust from the kitchen stove. That's it.
Yeah.
And this way, it could get cleaned up and some kid could enjoy it. Or
Right.
it could
I
go into
totally
a
agree.
museum, something.
That's a good call.
Well,
And I get a sweet bike out of it and some money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this
and you took enough pictures of it to like ding, 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 ding.
Well, this reminds me of my dad.
That's how I part with
my dad's watch.
sentimentals.
Mm-hmm.
When my dad passed away, I, as he asked me to, took the watch off his wrist and said, "This is yours. This is what I'm leaving you."
Oof.
I've been carrying this uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass. No, anyway, so it's an Omega Speedmaster, which is a badass watch.
Went to the moon.
Went to the moon. Not this particular one.
That is a badass watch.
But it turns out a buddy of ours, his dad is into collectible watches and knows a bunch of people. And I'm like, I wear an iWatch. What do they call these things? Apple Watch. Because it does a lot of stuff I need it to do. I'm never going to wear a Speedmaster because I'm not begging for billions of dollars from billionaires. I'm just kind of looking for friends, whatever. But it was like, well, my business needs a shot in the arm. Do I really want to sit on this thing and have it in a box in the dresser? Or could this money get put to work for me, making the business go forward, which is kind of where we're at now. And it's similar to what you're talking about. I just think it's, this stuff is meant.
I can identify with that, man. It's kind of heavy.
Yeah. No, I agree. I didn't want to get rid of it, but
things are meant to be enjoyed or put, sometimes things run its course within one.
See, my only trepidation is that it's going to go to some collector who's just going to turn it around and make more money on it. And otherwise,
well, that and the fear of your ghost dad looking down at you.
I don't have any ghost detection equipment.
Okay, well,
Chewy has not bought me anything yet to do any kind of ghost hunting with yet.
Why not?
No, I have virtually nothing.
Wait a second,
Sven, come on over to my house.
All my ghosts are in Utah. They're hanging out with Mark out there.
Dude, no, there's a portal at our house. There's a portal. It's like a poltergeist house without this like creepy tree because they cut that down earlier. There was a creepy tree outside for a while. So
creepy guy, creepy tree, creepy ghost. You got a lot of stuff over there going on.
Makes sense. Yeah,
I know.
Sherwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He keeps running the tap. It keeps running the tap. You use a lot of water up there. I think he's rinsing things.
I got to ask Mark a question.
I think he's rinsing dead things.
Another question for Mark here.
Yep.
So before we started the show, Mark had already called in and he said, "Can you hear the trainer?"
I can't.
What? Are you on your trainer while you're on the show, or what's this trainer thing? What do you do with that thing? How does that work?
I just barely got off. I hit the amount of minutes that I wanted to get for today, and so I figured I'd just do it while we were on the phone.
Oh, right on. Is it?
But I'm done now, so I can just sit down and have a glass of
You
water.
can't hear it at all.
No,
it was a bicycle trainer.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't hear a word.
So what do you have? Do you have a Peloton? Did you get a Peloton before they went stupid cheap?
He's not that dumb.
Oh no, I've had this trainer for like almost 15 years. It's like a fluid. It's a Kinetic is the brand name, and it's got like a freewheel weight on it. That's like a 20-pound freewheel weight. So when you're riding on it, it feels like you're on flat ground. So when you stop pedaling, it coasts.
Oh,
like
right.
it doesn't just come to a stop.
For me.
It coasts. So it simulates riding on flat ground really well. And I don't like riding on trainers. I'd way rather be outside.
Of course.
But with the amount of stuff that I'm trying to accomplish right now, I just got to get done what I need to get done, even if that means riding for 15, 20 minutes when I can.
Yeah, don't mind that idea at all. Why don't you jiggly wiggly the whitey thingy? 'Cause speaking of trainers, I know you're not going uphill on one, but you can kind of pretend you are. You know, you can kind of
Uphill's a state of mind.
I still have one of the old Schwinn copper-colored 1960s Airdyne kind of deals.
Oh, those are cool.
And like you just turn the knob and it just puts a felt pad on your front flywheel and it's like
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
And the only thing is it doesn't stop. It's like a fixie. So when you stop, it doesn't
It'll
stop.
break your knees.
Doesn't stop breaking your shins up. So
wow.
no free will. No.
So
Jeez.
if mine get too easy, I'll put a phone book underneath the front wheel or 2 phone books under the front wheel so it lifts up the front. And it actually makes it quite a bit harder. I mean, granted, it's not going to.
Well, you're uphill.
Interesting.
Duplicate a hill, but
You're
a
uphill.
little bit, you know.
Well, since we're at the top of the hill, let's talk about the beer that JK brought. This is Deschuttes.
Now, this is a good one.
This is a really
It's
good
a fresh haze IPA loaded with citrusy hops.
Deschuttes does no wrong.
It was born in Bend, Oregon. How can it go wrong?
They do no wrong.
I was surprised. Hey,
These aren't cheap either, right? They're like $15 a six-pack or something.
This was 10.
They're the regular price.
I think I'm thinking of one of those other.
It depends where you get it.
Rogue. You're
breweries.
probably thinking of Rogue. They're expensive.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's good.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
I have not run into a bad. So, yeah, you got the hazy.
I haven't run into a bad Bend
What's
beer.
the one that has the fresh squeezed IPA?
That's Deschuttes.
Yeah.
Aren't those like $16 a six-pack?
No, they're $16 a 12-pack.
A 12. Okay.
So they're really worth it.
Yeah, if you can get it for, 12-pack for that.
I guess
sure.
they must be cheaper than they were because there was a time those are quite expensive. Weren't they?
Yeah.
I don't
But
mean to be
it's like the
rambling on
overload
about
of
that.
the overload of a lot of
I
craft
do like
beer
it.
kind of drives a price to a normal nominal $10 to $12 for a 6-pack.
I'll spend a lot on
doing
beer,
the
but it
menth-
is kind of
I agree.
similar
But
to
it's
other
like
beers
$2 a
that
beer.
are
Then I mean,
cheaper.
I can go to $12, but
And,
I'm still kind of hand wringing.
I mean, at that price, it should be almost barrel aged and
Right.
something.
It
at
should
that
be
point,
something
'cause
like that, but-
Like, you might get it
you'll
next door.
Some crazy barrel aged stuff for that kind of price.
Yeah.
I've been crazy about that kind of thing lately.
That's cool.
Next
I
door.
get that.
I
I
I
get
think
really
that.
get
one.
into it. I go
Yeah,
down to
even I saw
Central
some
Waters
Surly.
over there.
Oh,
I saw
that's
some
good stuff.
I've
Surly,
been loving hanging
like
out.
an
There's
X
some
handle,
good stuff.
X
Oh,
blah, blah, blah,
great food.
whatever.
All
Is that right? I haven't been there. The food's good?
Oh, the food is so.
Oh, I gotta
I
check that
gotta
out.
say this. I hadn't seen Sam's new glasses yet because those are really
love 'em.
cool.
I have.
Yeah.
Oh well, I've
Yeah,
been
we
here
shot the
with
shit in
them.
the yard with them on.
Do you have multiple glasses just so you can be like different glasses every day, or?
No, I
I-
actually have several pairs of the identical ones.
Well,
No, I do
so
too.
I
my
smashed them the other day, and I had to get some new ones.
my prescription hasn't really changed. So even though I get an eyeglasses every year because whatever, they're all kind of the same. So I kind of have a stack of them now.
yeah,
and-
your Oakleys usually, right?
Yeah, because
we
of
had
the
this
Yeah, we've
talk,
had this
because of
stuff.
the straight.
and I know you like that, and
Yeah,
I'll have to
because
try
it's
that.
like the OptiGrab
yeah.
I get it.
from the jerk, pretty
Yep.
much. But that's just something that works for my whatever,
I put my head down,
thing.
it doesn't slip.
And and they don't fall off. But I did learn something very important. If you have photo gray or transitions lenses, they're actually glass.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because I took a spill, like I think in December sometime, ice,
Shattered it.
and I punched myself in my face and actually broke my glasses,
No.
which was
But they're
the lens.
protective glasses, so they don't
No,
shatter.
they don't.
Oh.
And not only that, it came back to bite me like just this week because one of the little shards about that big
Was still in your face.
was sitting in the car seat in between where I had put them when I got into the vehicle,
Oh boy.
right in there.
no.
So I'm cleaning shit out, and I'm like,
Good way to slice your
you
fingertips.
bit me again? Yeah, goddamn glasses.
Just gonna keep getting you.
No, I
Interesting.
know, but no, now I think I'm done now. But otherwise, all my other lenses are plastic always, and you could shoot a shotgun at them pretty much, and they won't break. So
Is
Well,
that a
you'll break your
titanium
face.
frame you have right there?
these,
Yeah, it just seems very lightweight.
Feel how
just
light
the
those
look
are.
of it. Yeah,
They're like air.
For what it is, that's very lightweight.
Yeah. No, but yours are very stylish. It's just because it has.
I do like those a lot. As a matter of fact,
little...
when you came in, I'm like, I need to know about those because I might need those too.
Yeah,
all right.
I'll send you the item number because
I
you know where I
know. We know. Yeah, we shop together.
So, all right, Mark, what's up?
I have a theory about bicyclists and glasses that almost every cyclist that I know has a bunch of pairs of glasses. How many pairs of glasses do you guys each have?
Well,
sunglasses or
5?
Yeah, actively used glasses, probably 8.
I have 5 pairs, 2 sunglasses, 3 regular.
Well, Daniel hit
I have
some
5 of the
sunglasses.
And Daniel hit a pair this week, so I don't know where the fuck they are.
I have 5 of the identical.
Oh.
You've all seen me in them, those little round Maui gyms. They just kind of like those, but they just have the most lightweight thing. They clamp right to your head, and I've been using them for over 12 years probably.
I'm dealing with Daniel putting mine into a transporter, and they're somewhere in the attic or something. He won't tell me. He woke up and hid my glasses.
What, Cronenberg, like The Fly? Like,
I don't know. It's just...
He's making them
every time I tease him about it, he's like, I transported them to the attic.
In the transporter, yeah.
So where's the transporter
It's gonna come out
located?
like Brundlefly.
I go check
Brundle glasses.
I go check in the microwave.
Yesterday he told me he's a black hole.
Help me! Oh, he is a black hole.
Yeah, he's a black hole. I take care of everything. I'm a black hole. I'm like, okay, kid. This is what I do with. This is what I do with every fucking day.
Oh, spit take.
Do you think he's too big for these?
No.
I was wondering if you.
No, he's in fact. Oh, he might be. I don't know. I got to see his foot in one. He would love that.
So here
says you.
Well, you take him for now, but eventually they're going up to Schlabowski because they actually have snow up there. But
he would lose his shit in grass with these.
Yeah, just have him tromp around. I mean,
I'll throw these
he
in my
ended up
pack.
putting them on his arms.
Yeah.
And then like claw people.
I will not, because if I even recommend that, he'll do it.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm
he'll be walking around the living room with
I'm playing
jacket.
I'm playing
Scratching
chess
the
here.
floors.
I'm just playing chess here.
all right.
I'm thinking 5 moves ahead. 5 moves ahead.
Just to keep the people in
That's
Utah,
my 5th move ahead.
keep the people in Utah up to speed. These were some red feather snowshoes that both my kids used, and they're small 10, 12-year-olds. But those people, were not 100 pounds when they were that age. I don't think.
He's only 97.4
Oh,
pounds.
okie dokie.
Yeah, same here. I'm only
197.5
5 years old.
It's more about how big he's going to be next year because
I know.
I don't think there's going to be snow this year unless you go way north.
We're going to Hayward. I'm going up there this weekend.
Is there snow in Hayward still?
Yeah.
They're getting 5 to 9 today and tomorrow.
Oh,
Just good timing. And believe it or not, we're actually bringing our snowshoes because
what's the event?
Fat Bike Berkey.
Nice.
Oh, the Berkey's happening.
Fat Bike Berkey's this weekend.
Nice. Hey, Greg.
Yes?
You did a post recently about your traveling podcast studio on your e-bike, cargo bike.
It's
Yeah.
Omnium.
My Omnium, yeah. What do you think of the idea?
You ought to have that with you up there too. That would be a wonderful place to take that out and demo it.
With 5 to 9 inches of snow, I want to work on a fat bike version of that basic Omnium idea.
Yeah,
but
that's a lot of snow.
So to be fair, I will take that gear up there. I do not know. I'm not taking that bike up there because I have. So we got this week. I finished my Bearclaw, got that built up. Bearclaw Bicycle Company Bruno titanium thingy that I did a little quick intro video on, and then we also got the new Panorama Cycles Chic Chocs.
That's the carbon fat bike?
The carbon fat bike from these guys in Canada, which is super interesting because it's really slack in the head tube and really steep in the seat tube, and I'm just super curious about how it works as a fat bike.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that up there, and I'm going to leave it with Dave Schlabowski to muck about with for a few weeks till he comes back down this way. Then I want to get John Trusky on it.
Oh,
because
you want an honest opinion?
Well, this isn't
Trusky.
Okay. So I've been trying to come up with this thing, or trying to pimp this idea of snow flow trails. It's like everybody's got flow trails, but when you put snow on them, you got snow flow. So this thing is
You make your snow flow.
but it has such a I mean, compared to every other fat bike I've ever ridden, it's got a cup. It's like a 67.75 or something head tube angle. It's really slack compared to what you would get on a normal
comfort bike.
Well, but normally in soft conditions, you would have a steeper head tube because of the way the soft tire works and whatever, a lot of geometry shit. Theoretically, it would be great on super packed flow snow trails. I want to see how it works on soft snow and sand. Because I'm not saying it's not going to be great, but my mind says I don't get it, you know?
Hey, you guys
but
have
we
snow,
will find
we
out.
Still don't have any snow. You're just making me jealous about riding on snow.
We have no fucking snow.
Well, they're getting 5 to 9 where I'm headed in Hayward, and they already have a good base. So
6
we
hours
actually
away.
have snow in the northern Wisconsin region. So, but yeah, not down
How
here.
far away are you having to drive to get to it?
That's 5 hours.
5 and a
That's when
half.
I was singing it in the.
Yeah, well, unless I make an out of the way trip to get a TX 7100 FM tuner. That said, that guy's been kind of a knob, and there's one local for $10 more that is in way better shape.
Oh, then just buy that.
Well, I still have the NAD over there though.
We have problems with our audio equipment almost as bad as we have problems with our bike equipment.
Well, okay, so
As someone else who just purchased audio equipment this weekend.
Look at the little NAD stuff over there, and look at the bottom one. It's like not the same color. So it's like, well,
I'll take it.
So when I get the Pioneer, it's going to be silver like old school Pioneer was back in the old days in the 80s.
Is that just a tuner?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Well, not so fast.
No, no.
I'd love an AD tuner.
But the TX 7100, I went through who's the most sensitive tuner out there for FM, because WMSE, who I want to listen to over the air, not streaming, and in this shitty building, I need as good as it can get.
Yep.
And that's one of the 3 everybody recommends. So that one is still good. But you should see the antenna. It's up.
$8.
It's up
I'll give you
here.
$8 for
it's
it
up
right now.
under here.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
I
it's
can
huge.
imagine.
You
like
need that.
big
Well, it's a
circle.
big block building.
Yeah, I know. I want to put a thing on the roof. I'm just going to
I
drop
don't
it.
think you need a roof. I think you need it right out
So-
that window.
I was going to get rid of all my coax, but now I'm just going to throw it down from the roof through the window
make an
here,
antenna.
so I can have the antenna on the roof.
This is why we save certain things.
Well, I was going to ask Tony if I
It's
should
not
get
hoarding.
I got like
it's waiting
300
for
feet of
this
coax.
moment.
What I'm going to do
I
with
got
it?
some if you want some more to throw out.
Oh, you got more. We should.
coax. I'll bring it over. Sure.
I got lots of
Coax
coax.
party? Yeah,
The
it'll be
little
like
coax party.
Yeah, it'll be like Tupperware, but with coax cables.
All right, I got to be honest. I was thinking about throwing shit off the roof of this building, which is 4 stories high. And these guys next door to Morphic, they do this because they're engine nerds. So they do this thing with the egg, and you got to make the egg not just like in 6th grade everybody did.
No.
Yeah,
It's amazing how many fucking
7th
people
grade,
our age can't do it.
7th grade on my part.
Right on, to be fair. So they go up on top of that building and throw them off. I'm like, oh, no. Come over to this building. It's way taller. Let's see.
It's almost twice
You
as tall.
would one up it for sure.
Well, I don't know. I mean, terminal velocity, if it's
No, you're
whatever.
The
Shmeedy.
most fun we could have,
tetrahedron that's buoyed by 2 parachutes.
I was going to say,
See,
get some
why
paratroopers.
why was Ron not on this show?
Right. He would be all about this engineering.
He was
things.
mixing and twisting
Yeah.
things. He was
brewing beers.
He was doing his Willy Wonka alchemy awesomeness.
All right, Marky Mark, you got anything you want to talk
Don't
about?
call him Marky Mark.
Oh, he's Marky Mark.
He is not.
Wait.
Unless you have
He's
the funky
way
bunch.
cooler.
Yeah, where's the funky? Where's
feel
the
it,
funky
feel it.
bunch?
Oh, I can't believe this. This went downhill fast.
He's got a
It
funky
sounds
bunch.
Good
I'm sure.
vibration.
See, he's got a funky junk in the trunk. All right. Just since we already wasted all your time today, Mark, what do you got for us on the way out of this thing?
Oh, I'm just doing some kind of depressing bike work here later on tonight, tomorrow. I built up a BMX bike last summer and in anticipation of going and racing BMX at least one race, you know what I mean? And then medical stuff happened. And since then, I've discovered that there are several parts on my BMX bike that I could sell really, really quickly to that collector that traded me for the B3. And so I am disassembling my BMX bike for one of the shows for my neighborhood bike shop. I'm going to have me taking it apart and parting it out and showing people how I take it all the way down, take the spokes all the way down, disassemble the wheels, everything, and then kind of break down why it's so sad, because I would have sold the whole bike for $500. But if I take it apart, I can make $800.
Yeah. Well, I want to make sure that people know because I've been following your neighborhood bike shop stuff, and you're starting to get some viewers, you're starting to get some numbers going, and I think it's because you're genuine. You're genuine, and people want to see what you're doing. And it's on YouTube. It is the neighborhood bike shop.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. The neighborhood bike shop.
I know they're good. I mean,
I would love it if we could get people to subscribe to it. That would be really cool. I think once people start seeing my bikes, that they'll be really into kind of my creative process. And because I still have to finish that banana seat that I'm doing, the suspension banana seat.
Oh, that was cool.
Oh, that's a good one.
Banana
seats.
My first bike, banana.
Yeah.
Make it swing with a seat.
But until then, I've got to make content, so I'm going to have to sell my bikes. So I might as well document them for all time's sake.
Excuse me. Do you know what making content means these days? Do you have nice toes, or your hair's your hair's pretty good, or
Elon Musk wants to pay you a visit?
Content, baby.
I'm going to sit on cupcakes in slow
disturbing.
motion.
Yeah, why doesn't Mark have an OnlyFans site? That's what my question is.
Sorry,
well, if you do, I won't subscribe.
All righty. Well, Mark, I mean, thank you. I know this show wasn't, it's no different than any of the other 294 shows we've done, but thank you very much for calling in.
Kind of freestyle it and figure it out.
You're welcome anytime, of course. Not bad. I do want to make sure that, people know about your YouTube channel and whatever else you're needing, exposure for right now. So now you say.
Definitely send people, if you can, to the Neighborhood Bike Shop on YouTube. And also, if you guys are ever in Utah, please stop by at Pronghorn Bicycle at our Syracuse location, where the phone number is 801-820-5934, or in our Perry location, which is up in northern Utah, at 435-230-3775. And I hope to see you guys this next summer.
Right on.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, except I'm thinking of going. Did you listen to the last show about Cannon Beach, that thing going on out in Oregon? Just south of Astoria, by the way, Michael. I did check where the geography is of it. There's this Cannon Bike Beach Festival in May. It's a 3-day thing, riding on sand on the Pacific Ocean.
Right. Sounds pretty good.
Got to go through Utah. Go through Utah to get there. So there you go.
There you go.
I might pick up Mark on the way.
It's a Goonies quest.
Take a weekend off, Mark, and let's go
awesome.
Let's go to Oregon.
Let's do it.
Oregon.
Let's do it, man.
Oregon.
Sounds like fun.
All right, brother.
Anyhow, you guys have a great night. Love you, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you very much. Dude. Always good to have you,
Mark.
Bye.
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 Everyone's turning to Chris Streeter.
I had to do it too.
Everyone's turning to Chris Streeter.
Especially at the beginning of the show, he is just so energetic. It's like,
you look good at Milwaukee. You smell good too.
Get it down, bro.
Oh man! All right, Sam. We haven't really talked a lot, but what's happening?
Well,
you got a new thing on the back of your head.
Yeah,
you got a
new tattoo on the back of my head.
Let's see if we can
go that way, so we can hit a camera on that one.
That one. There you go. No, let's do. There we go. That's good. Yeah, that's definitely it.
Does that hurt?
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Were you just looking at?
I even numbed it, and it.
Whose bulge were you looking at? Whose bulge and kiss were you looking at?
They
were best Pez dispensers.
I wasn't, but I should have been.
Yeah, they're Pez dispensers.
You're going to another level when you go skull.
So
I'm proud.
It was kind of like,
do it.
I just needed something. You know what I'm saying? I needed
it's a sensible habit.
Cheer myself up. I've been,
It's a sensible habit.
It was some lame
totally
shit.
is.
So I have 0 tattoos, but I understand the closer to the bone it is, the more it hurts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what.
So that was my
I love
skull,
it so
dude.
much to just get this in one time and go home and just wow.
That was not one time.
Yeah, one time.
Oh.
And I just today, to be honest, I kind of wanted to show it to you guys, so I just shaved my head just before coming. You saw me the other night. I did not have my head shaved.
No.
Which, by the way, that show blew my mind.
That was a funky show.
When I was in traffic the whole ride here, I was listening to HR. It's so great. I didn't really, I'm just so glad
That's awesome.
I now know about it. I really never really knew what it was. It is some roots reggae.
Yeah. And it's just
but
he's down.
Yeah.
I mean, physically.
Yeah.
And
for him to
still.
So how long ago was it when we saw him at Shank? And we had a really good. We chatted with him for like 10 minutes.
October 20.
His shoes are in my the Shoes of Rock collection because I take I take pictures of people's shoes.
I want to say.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
And it's going to be a coffee table book sometime, and HR's in there. But Michael and I sat there, JK, not Jackass. We sat there, we talked to him for 10 minutes, and he was just blah, 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 because it was...
Yeah, that was the thing. At first, I thought he was our friend Radio Marcus. So I had approached going hey, and then as I got closer, I'm like, oh, it's not you, but you're the guy I'm here to see.
Yeah.
So yeah, even awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, when he was a bit more.
Oh,
upright.
yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that was a good picture. You're welcome.
Exactly. I was like, here, take my phone.
I think take my picture, please.
Take my picture. And
Where
there's
is that?
Shank.
Oh, it is Shank.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, good show.
So that was what?
Spinal Tap, right?
Poroshenko.
Why does
That's
it?
what
Why
I think.
doesn't
I
it
saw
say
Dick
2022?
Dale the last
October
time
of
I was there.
2022.
Now he's passed away.
Oh,
I
so it was post
Dick Dale
COVID
passed
kind of.
away. I didn't know that.
Yeah, probably 4 years. 5
I
years
saw
ago.
Johnny Five was in my last show. At
John Five.
I am John Five.
I'm John Five.
What a great show.
All right, everybody. Well,
that's it.
Did it again. And thanks to Mark Peterson from Ogden, Utah, the neighborhood bicycle shop, and Pronghorn Bicycles. Sam D in the studio with the new ink, and always awesome to see Sam. You guys, I see you all the time, but it's still
raining out.
Still good to see you.
You guys are so great.
I have to go home in the rain. It might melt.
I don't know about that. It might have stopped.
Don't
I could melt.
do it.
Don't do it now.
Don't do it.